everybody's well documented what's happened with him with spring training, then having to shut him down, and then getting off to a slow start this year, especially the game in Colorado, and that has his numbers all out of whack. His fastball, we put the question marks up there because we still don't know, because he's working on his velocity right now to try and get it up a little bit. Excellent changeup, of course. The guy's a great competitor, and he's trying to find his groove right now, and they think every start he's going to get better. Here's our Key State Chrysler Jeep Keys to this afternoon's game. Sunny, windy, cool. Well, they hope to see more progress from Cole Hamels this afternoon. Phillies, if they're going to be a good team, they have to have a strong Cole Hamels at the head of the rotation. And you win series, especially at home. You play over 600 baseball, have a chance to have a good season.
Well, and so far the Phillies are 3-5 on the year. There's the home plate umpire, Paul Schreiber. First base umpire today is Paul Nart. Joe West is over at second. He's the crew chief. And Ed Rapuano is the third base umpire this afternoon. So he gives the go-ahead for Cole Hamels to fire the first pitch. And here it comes to Ricky Weeks. It's fastball taken at the knees for a strike. And we're underway, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Weeks hitting .245. Couple home runs, 7 RBIs. He only played an inning in game 1 of this series and then left with dizziness. Played all of last night's ball game. And on this road trip, he's 4 for 18. That includes the games this past weekend up in New York at Citi Field. And the 1-1 pitch to him. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Coase, so it's 1-2. Ricky Weeks won the Golden Spikes Award for the College Player of the Year before he was selected by the Milwaukee Brewers. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 3. And that one from Cole Hamels came in at 90 miles an hour, which is a good sign here in this first inning.
Well, Ricky Weeks didn't like 2 pitches. He didn't like the strike that was called. The first one he thought was low. He didn't like this one. He thought this one was higher, maybe a little bit outside. But he had 2 pitches in that at bat he was not happy about.
Well, you see the wind blowing from left to right. Temperature is at 55 degrees. The wind right now is at 16 miles an hour from the west. So it's a little cooler than that 55. Temperatures are supposed to get into the 60s today, but I think it's going to be difficult to climb into the 60s this afternoon.
In the 60s in the sun, not up here.
Corey Hart, the batter, he hits the second pitch right up the middle into center field, a base hit. So he's aboard with a 1-out single. Hamels now has allowed 20 base hits in 10 innings of work. And as Wheel said, much of his numbers are skewed because of that opening start against the Colorado Rockies when he went 3 2/3, allowed 7 earned runs and 11 hits. And the Phillies wound up losing that game 10-3. There was some concern after that outing based on the way he pitched at the end of spring training and the arm problem that he had during the spring when he had the cortisone shot on March 17th. That was all tied together, that maybe there was something wrong with Cole, but he says he is fine. And if anything, just frustrated right now.
Yeah, when that game in Denver, he was in the middle of the plate the whole game.
Here's Ryan Braun, who takes one for a strike.
And they just didn't miss his mistakes. That's a good pitch right there because it's on the outside corner. Maybe it's not 92 or 93, it's 90, but when you put it in that spot, you have a lot better chance.
The other thing Cole talked about was just comparing this year's start to last year's start. He said he looks at his numbers and he doesn't think his velocity is too far off from where it was a year ago. That may change today. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And it's 0-2 to Ryan Braun.
Good change up there, and he got hurt. Well, he didn't get hurt, but the ball that the Hart hit up the middle was a curveball, and that's something he wants to throw a little bit more. But first pitch fastball, second pitch changeup. I guess he was swinging the ball in the dirt.
See what Hamels has done against the Central. 14 wins, 4 losses. This is his 27th start against the Central. Chopper up the third base line, foul. Brad Fisher takes it, and the count holds, no balls and 2 strikes.
See guys starting to swing and miss at Hamels again. That'll be a good sign. Major league hitters don't swing and miss a whole lot at pitchers, and there's Braun, highest batting average against left-handed batters. He's at .545. When you see guys doing that against certain pitchers, there's something special going on, and they swing and miss at Hamels a lot when he's on.
Yeah, Hamels has just 6 strikeouts so far this year, which is low for him. Hart goes. The pitch is swung on and missed it. 7 strikeouts, and Hart is out at second base. A strikeout, throw out, double play, and the first inning comes to a close. Good toss by Chris Coase. Ken Maka's team trying to get something going offensively, but the Phillies settle them down. So, a clean inning for Hamels. Phillies now will bat the bottom of the first. Behind Cole Hamels, Chase Utley played a big part in the ending of that first inning. Here's the Phillies lineup. Jimmy Rollins leads it off at shortstop, followed by Shane Victorino, the center fielder. Chase Utley, the second baseman, hits third. Ryan Howard bats cleanup. He's at first base. Jason Worth, the right fielder, hits fifth. Raul Ibanez riding a 9-game hitting streak. He'll be in left field batting sixth, followed by Pedro Feliz, the third baseman. Chris Coase, the number 8 hitter, catching, and Cole Hamels on the mound batting ninth. And they will face Conestoga High School graduate Dave Bush in his third game. He's made one start.
Yeah, he's done a good job for them, Tom, since they got him from Toronto a number of years ago. He's been a pretty workmanlike guy. The Phillies have never beaten him. They've never lost to him. They've done pretty well against him in some games. Other games he's pitched well against them, like in the playoff game last year. There's our scouting report on him. A lot of pitches, curve, slider, changeup with a fastball. Tom said he's out of Devon, Pennsylvania, and Conestoga High School.
His parents are 15-year season ticket holders here at in Philadelphia, first at the Vet and here at Citizens Bank Park. They normally sit behind home plate, but for today they're going to sit in the family section to watch this game.
Yeah, he'll handle those tickets today.
Jimmy Rollins hitting 179 on the year. Rollins slices pitch number 2 fouled on the left field line, so it's 0-2.
Phillies need to get Jimmy going, get him consistent, get him on base a lot, and then that jump starts their offense.
Well, he's only scored 5 runs so far through the first 13 games of the year. That's not a lot of runs for Jimmy Rollins. And he's going to get on base. He's hit by a pitch. First batter that Bush has hit this year. Let's see what Jimmy does as he takes his spot over first base, because he hasn't even attempted a stolen base this season.
Well, you're hitting 179 coming into the game. You figure how many times has he been on base. That's the whole thing about him. Tom, and that's why Charlie was talking about him before the game today. He said, we got to get this guy going, because when he gets going, the whole offense does.
Shane Victorino hitting .245, a home run and 5 RBIs. And he takes a pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Well, you get Jimmy Rollins on, then that opens a hole on the right side. It gives Victorino more fastballs to hit, to hook a ball in the hole and get a first and third, and have something started right out of the chute. And it's all because Jimmy gets on. Then you got to leave all this open for him.
Victorino helped generate a 4-run first inning in the first game of this series.
Bush throws over to first base a lot. There are the reports on him, and from having seen him pitch quite a bit over the years, he does pay attention to runners and does throw over.
He is a former catcher.
Yep.
It was turned into be a relief pitcher at Wake Forest, and finally a starting pitcher. 0-1 looped in the air off of third. It's going to go back into the seats, so the count is 0-2. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Charles Patterson of Wilmington, Delaware. If the Phillies hit a home run in the game, the contestant will win $100. Introducing McCafe Coffees at McDonald's, a new line of lattes, mochas, and cappuccinos.
Now Shane's had 2 fastballs with a chance to pull and hasn't been able to do it, and that's something in the 2-hole you have to be able to do, is pull the ball in the hole when you have a guy like a Jimmy Rollins at first base, and that jump starts your offense for the 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, the first week of the season when he wasn't doing it, Charlie Manuel was talking about, Shane just not having his timing down.
Yeah, and there's something to that probably. But when you get fastballs, those are good pitches to pull.
0-2, breaking ball, swung on and foul tipped right into the glove of Rivera. There's one away. Oh, Bush gets Victorino.
Talked about he has a good curveball, and there it is. 12-6. Swings over.
Dave Bush, who grew up rooting for the Phillies, was quoted as saying that when they lost to the Toronto Blue Jays in 1993, he was like every other kid in the Philadelphia area. He was absolutely heartbroken. But he said once he gets out on the field and faces the Phillies, that allegiance leaves him. It was a big honor for him last year to pitch for the Brewers in Game 3 of the divisional series against Jamie Moyer.
Yeah, and that's the game they won. He won it.
He faces Chase Utley here with a runner on first base. No score. Another toss over to first.
He has no record, as we mentioned, in 6 starts against the Phillies. Pretty high earned run average, 5.88. They've hit him hard in some games. Other games he's pitched well against them.
Chase Utley, as you just saw, riding a 6-game hitting streak. And he takes a fastball upstairs and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Not only that, but Chase has extended his streak of getting on base to 33 thanks to his first inning base hit last night. Phillies record is 48. Bobby Abreu did that from August of 2000 until April of 2001. Utley's longest stretch has been 35 straight games where he's reached base safely. 2-0 the count. See the active leaders. Adrian Gonzalez at 24 games. Pujols at 21. Carlos Beltran, who's leading the league in hitting, at 19. And Manny Ramirez at 17 consecutive games. 2-0 pitch, rolled on the ground to second, could be 2. Weeks to second for 1. Hardy to first. It's a 4-6-3 double play. So each team now with a double play in their half of the first inning. No scores. We go to the second. Might be a cool place to be on an afternoon here in Philadelphia. As we head to the top of the second inning, Cole Hamels will face Prince Fielder, Mike Cameron, and J.J. Hardy.
Not quite ready for the dunk tank out there.
No. The dunk tank is usually off to the right a little bit. I can't imagine that is up and running at this point.
Not yet.
Fielder's got a couple home runs lifetime against Cole Hamels. He's 4 for 15 against him. He has 1 home run so far this year. And he and his dad Cecil have combined for more than 400 home runs. Takes that one on the inside corner. It's 1-1. The record for father-son home run hitters, of course, is Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonds. They hit more than 1,000 home runs. I always forget about Bobby Bonds, the fact that he had over 300 home runs during his career.
Bobby Bonds, at one time, probably was the best player in the league. He led off, too. Would strike out a lot, but he could start a game with a homer.
1-2 way inside. It's 2-2. That's why people always talk about Alfonso Soriano and whether he could be a leadoff hitter. And, you know, folks have likened him to Bobby Bonds just because he strikes out so much and hits so many home runs. Good changeup. Fielder's down on strikes. That's 3 strikeouts for Hamels so far this ball game.
And we're seeing a little bit of what I talked about in the first inning, Tom, and you hope it can continue. They're swinging and missing. When teams swing and miss, that's a good changeup. He just said he swings over it. There's something going on there that, you know, your stuff is really good. And Cole Hamels makes hitters swing and miss when he's on.
Well, the outing against the Brewers during the divisional series, he was so good here. He had 9 strikeouts in those 8 innings of work.
Well, they were flailing at him that day.
Mike Cameron, the batter. Cameron hitting .326 so far. And there's a changeup again, and he's way out in front of it. And it's 1-1. He must look so good coming in for the hitter.
Well, his arm slot's the same, and his arm speed's the same.
That one's into the air down the right field line. It's a foul territory. Howard gave it a look. He's not going to catch up to it. Well, Mike Cameron had one of the big hits in last night's ball game against Joe Blanton.
Breaking
ball.
Yeah, it was a breaking ball and hit it down into the corner. And that made it 3-0, 1-0 at that point. And Phillies going to never catch up in that game. They gave a little run there at the end.
Cameron broke his bat on that last foul ball. There is Joe Blanton, who didn't pitch badly last night. Allowed 8 hits over 6 innings, 5 strikeouts. Second straight outing in which he went 6 and allowed 8 hits and 3 runs. On the inside corner, strikeout number 4 for Cole Hamels. And Mike Cameron letting Paul Schreiber know that he didn't like that call.
That's a second hitter that's complained to Schreiber. 2 swinging strikeouts, 2 called. Well, 1 high, 1 low, as they say from the dugout. Now, I don't know if it was in or out.
J.J. Hardy, the batter, takes a curveball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
That's a good sign. See him drop a curveball over for a strike.
You know, as he said, too, it's not even to make it part of his repertoire, just to let them know that he has it. Fastball at the knees for strike 2.
Nothing a hitter hates more than a guy like Hamels who has 2 great pitches that they have to have a 3rd one in their mind. And if they can eliminate the curveball, it makes it a little bit easier.
Which is what they were able to do in Colorado in the first game that he pitched. Saw Hardy's numbers, hitting just .157, 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. Mentioned last night he was dropped to the number 6 spot in this order. Just because he's been struggling so much. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Coast. That's 5 strikeouts for Cole Hamels. What a start for the Phillies left-hander. He's through 2. He strikes out the side here in the second. First Fielder. Then he was able to get Cameron looking. And then finally, J.J. Hardy swinging to finish off the inning. on display at all Phillies home games through Wednesday, April 29th. That's right, it's the World Series trophy. If you haven't gotten your picture taken with the trophy, or if you need another one, you can stop by Citizens Bank Park during the series against the Washington Nationals. It'll be on display through the 5th inning of each game, and it'll be located at the base of the left field ramp. Your own chance to take a picture with the World Series trophy.
That thing's really neat in person, too.
Sure is.
If you haven't seen it, go take a look at it. Cole Hamels, hey, five strikeouts out of 6 outs. That's a pretty good start.
So he's through 2 innings, no scores. We begin the bottom of the 2nd inning. Ryan Howard pops the first pitch up down the third base line. Bill Hall from shortstop makes the catch. And there's one away. Charlie was talking today about bat placement for Ryan Howard, that he's just a little off right now with his swing. And he loves to talk about hitting. And, you know, Ryan, who's worked so hard through spring training and even the first part of this season, he's just missing.
A little bit late on that. That was a fastball, about 88, 90 miles per hour. And, you know, pops it foul third base side.
One away now for Jason Worth here in the 2nd. Worth takes a fastball for a strike. Worth so far hitting .306, couple home runs and 9 RBIs. I think Ryan, the reason he's frustrated so much is because he had such a good spring, and he just doesn't feel like the ball is jumping off his bat the way it was during spring training. Bill Hall calls off Dave Bush and makes the catch, so there's out number 2. And the bat head from Jason Worth went out toward where Bill Hall was standing.
Not much of that barrel left. Kerwin Danley, good umpire, got hit in the head the other night on one of those, you know, where the bat broke and the barrel came back, hit him on the head, knocked him out on the field. And where was it, in Toronto, where he got hit? Now, when you have that kind of a helmet with the thing in the back there like that, the umpires, of course, don't have that in the back of their head or on this. Actually, the barrel hit him on the side of the head.
It was last year. Don Long from the Pirates, former Phillies hitting coach, got hit with the bat. There were a couple of different places in Major League Baseball where the bat hit players and umpires on the field.
Yep. Well, they are not breaking in half as much this year, but every once in a while you still see one like right there.
Here's Raul Ibanez. Ibanez, as you saw, hitting .365 on the year. He's riding a 9-game hitting streak. And during the stretch of games, he's hitting .421. Let's see where his slugging percentage sits. He leads the National League. And he hit the ball hard every single time at the plate last night.
Yeah, big difference in that game last night was a line drive he hit with 2 on, right at the right fielder Corey Hart.
Good breaking pitch. He chops it to second. Ricky Weeks has it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Dave Bush. So the Phillies have gone down quietly in the first 2 innings thanks to that right-hander. We head to the 3rd. No score. Major League history to win MVP awards at 2 different positions? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. I saw the answer. I have to admit the third one I didn't realize won an MVP award at a different position.
That's a good question.
Top of the third, Bill Hall leads it off. Cole Hamels has struck out 5 through 2 innings. Cole's career high in strikeouts, 15 against the Cincinnati Reds. And he was real good that night. Had an outstanding changeup. That was back in 2007. Bill Hall did not start last night's ball game. He takes one at the knees for strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the year, Bill is hitting .275, a couple RBIs. Now on a roller back to the box. So something other than a strikeout for Cole Hamels. And Ryan Howard had to do a little dance around that bag, and there's 1 away. Hey, this weekend on Comcast Sportsnet, get the most extensive Eagles draft coverage with an extensive preview and breakdown. Plus live reports when the Eagles make a move. Don't miss On the Clock Saturday at 3 and Sunday night at 9:30. Only on Comcast Sportsnet, the only place for total Eagles draft coverage. I'm going to throw the name Noshawn Marino out there, Wheels, from the University of Georgia, a Jersey guy from Middletown South High School. Outstanding tailback. It'd be nice to see him available at some point in that first round when the Eagles pick. He's a pretty good player.
Got LaShawn McCoy too, who's a heck of a player out of Harrisburg, who was at Pitt. Had a nice career at Pitt.
Mike Rivera, the batter. He's the number 8 hitter. And they count 1 ball and 1 strike to Rivera.
Hey, Larry Christensen, former Phil's pitcher, like us to say hello to a huge Phillies fan who's 101 years of age. Ida Kennedy from Union Deposit, Pennsylvania, 101. Watching our game.
Chopper back to the mound over the glove of Hamels. Rollins waits for it, has time, and they're 2 away. Larry Christensen, who I understand could handle Larry Anderson pretty well on the basketball court.
You know, Larry really gets upset every time we mention. I brought it up this morning again, and he bristled, didn't he?
Larry Anderson gets upset. Yeah,
very upset that Larry Christensen, they grew up together in the same area in the state of Washington. And LC says he just dominated Larry Anderson when they would play. And Andy just, you got to be kidding me.
Larry said he was more about the team, whereas LC was more about the individual.
Makes you sound like he got dominated, doesn't it? I mean, when you give that kind of qualifier, LC may have a point.
Here's Dave Bush, who takes a pitch down low. I mentioned that Dave Bush was a catcher when he went to Wake Forest out of Conestoga High School. So he can swing the bat pretty good. He's 1 for 5 this year.
Ooh.
Shoots that one foul past Ed Cedar.
Cole Hamels is getting those broken bats too off the end, which is okay. I mean, that means good movement. That means a good location, that they're hitting the ball off the end of the bat. He threw 8 hitters. You see what Dave Bush did down there at Wake Forest. I majored in psychology too since I started this business.
There's strikeout number 6 for Cole Hamels, a 1-2-3 third, and he has retired 7 straight batters. He's on a roll through the first 3. Who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. And by Dodge, live strong, live bold, live now. Dodge, grab life. A cool day for baseball here in South Philadelphia. Nice looking crowd. And Wheels and I want to send out best wishes to our good friend Danny O'Rourke from the Phillies clubhouse. Danny had successful surgery earlier today at Thomas Jefferson University Hospital, and we are so elated to hear that. Can't wait to see him back here at the ballpark. And I would think that at this point he is probably out of his malaise and might be watching the Phillies. Might be a little sore, but
yeah, a little.
Pedro Feliz leads things off and sends one in the air to right center field. Mike Cameron into the gap has it, and there's one away.
Danny, one of the guys, does a great job down the home clubhouse with, for Frank Koppenbarger, along with Phil Sheridan, of course, Kevin Steinauer in the other clubhouse. Swanee down there, Swinehart. They're just really a good group.
We're hoping that Danny gets back here very soon.
Yeah.
Now Chris Coast, the batter now. No score here in the bottom of the third inning. Only one hit between the two teams. And it was from the Brewers, which is kind of odd to say because Cole Hamels through the first 3 innings has 6 strikeouts. But he allowed a single to Corey Hart in the first inning. Phillies, though, still looking for their first hit.
Well, both these guys are throwing strikes. Other than Bush hitting Jimmy Rollins to start the game, they're both right around the plate and making good pitches, and they're sailing through the lineup.
2-1 the count to Coast. Chris Coast with 6 base hits so far, and of those 6 hits, 4 have been doubles. And he's ahead 3-1. Chris Coast is filling in for Carlos Ruiz, who is on the disabled list with a strained oblique, and we received word today that officially Carlos is healthy enough that he's going to go out on a rehab assignment this weekend with the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. And there's ball 4. Coast is aboard with a 1-out walk. Well, next Tuesday when the Phillies return home here to Citizens Bank Park, actually the series begins Monday. It's a Hatfield Phillies Frank Stoller dog night, but that man right there is going to be honored like a good baseball man should be honored. It's the Charlie Manuel Bobble figurine, compliments of Toyota. Now, Charlie is not a lounge singer in this picture. You can see the microphone right there. That's when he grabbed the microphone during the postseason last year and had a message for Phillies fans. Hey, Philadelphia.
This one's for you.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's the Bobble figurine.
Yeah, that's great.
That'll be given out to all fans on Tuesday night. The shipment has arrived, and it's raring to go. It just needs some folks to come out and get it. There's Charlie. He laughs at it every time he sees it.
He should.
We did something today with it, and he's just staring at it and bouncing it up and down. Cole Hamels squares with the count 0-1, bunts it in front of the plate. Bill Hall cuts it off. And the sacrifice is successful. So 2 away, but the Phillies have a runner in scoring position. By the way, speaking of the Charlie Manuel Bobble figurine, we gave you a little dose of this during spring training, but we're going to give you a little bit more of the players talking about the Bobble figurine. And I have to admit, they were much more creative than you and I have been over the last few minutes, giving folks an idea of what this giveaway is.
Well, they get on him a little more. I mean, they can get away with it a little bit easier than we can.
Yeah.
Although we can get on Chuck, too. He doesn't mind.
And just so everybody knows, the Jimmy Rollins bit is the best one. Best one going. We'll hear from Chase Utley and Scott Air as well. Here is Jimmy with a runner on second. He was hit by a pitch his first time up.
The thing I said to get on Charlie this morning was make sure you put the right uniform on. He has trouble remembering this unit. He's I appreciate that. He started laughing right away like, oh, he's already put the pinstripes on.
Oh, the uniforms and the hats. That one's lifted in the air to shallow left field. Ryan Braun, an easy play as he comes in. Battle in that wind, and the inning is over. So the Phillies get a runner in scoring position. Chris Coast was stranded out there. We've played 3, no score. Visit the official online shop of the Phillies at Phillies.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic team gear, including clubhouse caps and t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Phillies.com shop. And I think at some point you'll be able to get Sarge's new line of hats. And he's wearing one of those beautiful hats right now. The line is, when's that line going to come out, Sarge?
Should have already been here.
Well,
they've been dragging their feet. We're moving in the summertime.
Well, as the proprietor of that business, you should get it moving.
Well, I'd like to, but other duties.
Well, Ricky Weeks leads things off. Cole Hamels has allowed 1 hit so far. He has struck out 6 through 3 innings. And he starts Weeks off with a fastball for a strike. And this is where I always get interested when Cole is throwing the ball well. How he's going to approach the lineup the second time through, because he has shown them everything.
Well, pitch is like a surgeon.
Weeks off balance on that pop up into foul territory. 1 away.
That is key, keeping those hitters off balance.
Well, in case you missed it, this is what Cole has done so far today.
That's a good high strike. You see the difference too in that strike zone. Good throw there by Coast. Now that's a filthy pitch. Change up on the inside part of the plate. And he's filling his oats.
So Hamels through the first 3 and a third has 6 strikeouts, the highest percentage of strikes. Cole Hamels leads the way. Josh Johnson is tied with him. Johnson's had a good start to this season for the Marlins. In fact, the Phillies will visit Florida beginning tomorrow, a 3-game series. And looking at the scheduled starting pitchers tomorrow, Josh Johnson will get the start for Florida against Brett Myers.
Oh.
Corey Hart singled his first time up. Only hit of the ball game for either team. And the count 1-2. Ball was smoked into the sweet level. There's Brett. Get himself ready. A good frame of mind for tomorrow's start down at Dolphin Stadium. It's a shot toward the hole at shortstop. Knocked down by Feliz. Recovers. Throws. Not in time. Oh, boy. That was a heck of a recovery by Pedro Feliz, and Corey Hart has his second hit of the day.
Ball hit in the hole there. Pedro Feliz showing you some range, but showing off that arm after getting the ball. And it's just amazing, though. You see it going right off the end. He's just so accurate with his throws. Ball tailed on him just a little bit. Here's another look at it. Bang, bang.
It's a good call by Paul Nart, because it was bang, bang, and he was safe at first. But man, the fact that he was able to throw it with that much on it from where he was across his body.
And pretty straight.
So a base runner for the Brewers here in the 4th. Ryan Braun, the batter. He struck out his only time up. Play by Howard. Hamels has had him dancing a little bit over there at first. Once on a ground ball. Back to the box, and on that pickoff throw there.
He's done a good job there this year with the defense so far. I mean, he's just making plays. More plays you make, more comfortable you're going to feel, more confidence you'll have. Just the opposite. When you're missing balls, you don't want any balls hit your way.
And won the count to Ryan Braun. Braun, who last year really picked up this Brewers offense. He belted 37 home runs. He has 3 home runs so far this year. And lifetime against Hamels, as Harry used to say, he's got him in his book. He had a home run against him.
Well, before it's all said and done, he's going to have his share of home runs. He has a line drive type stroke, though. He's just a good solid hitter.
Takes the fastball outside, 1-1.
He does like to hit the fastball.
See the numbers over the first 2 years for Ryan Braun. 34 home runs as a rookie, 37 home runs a season ago.
Usually that second year, sophomore jinx, that's when they feel you're not going to have a good year as a rookie. He showed them wrong.
Well, the reason for that too is because so many pitchers make adjustments to these hitters, and hitters don't always make adjustments to the pitchers.
Well, that is true, and it only should take you 1 or 2 at bats. It shouldn't take you a whole week. Figure out how guys are trying to get you out. Some pitchers will throw into you most of the time. Soft stuff. Ryan Howard, for instance, they throw soft and hard to him.
That one's hit in the air to left field. It's pretty well hit. Abadia's going back, and that one is gone into the first row above the flower bed. A 2-run shot for Braun. It's his 3rd of the series, and the Brewers lead it 2-0. We mentioned that at any point in this lineup, the Brewers can go yard. And aside from Prince Fielder, the guy that can do it more often than anyone else is the guy that just did it there.
Yeah, he leaves that bat in the bat zone for a pretty long time. This ball's probably going to be up in the zone, coming down a little bit, but line drives get out of here real quick. You can tell by the sound that ball is going to be a few rows up.
How about that one? Prince Fielder hustling up the first base line, and Hamels looked like he may have hurt himself on that play. The ball came right back off the box. Oh. And it hit Hamels right in the arm.
Hit him flush.
So Fielder with an infield base hit. There's Rich Doobie. Mark Anderson, the Phillies assistant athletic trainer, is out there as well. Hamels saying he's okay.
Yeah, a lot of times that shot you don't feel until a little later, but that's going to be smarting, no doubt about it. Hit him solid, line drive. You know, we talked about it earlier there. Pitchers just don't have time to react. The ball is coming back so fast. You know, you try and get that glove up, but by the time you do and locate it, it's usually off your body, and you can see now he's coming out.
Oh, they're not going to take any chances at all, and they've already signaled to the bullpen to try to get somebody up and loosen. Jay Happ is going to come on. He'll have as much time as he needs to get himself loosened up. And you know, you always hold your breath when something like that happens. When it happens to somebody like Cole Hamels, you hold your breath even longer. And this is hopefully just a precaution right now.
Well, you hope so. I mean, he is the type of competitor. You feel that if he's okay, he's going to want to stay in there, but maybe in the area that it hit him. And again, that's all line drive off the body. Prince Fielder hitting.
Well, Jay Happ will be the new pitcher for the Phillies. He'll get as much time as he wants to loosen up in place of Cole Hamels. A scary moment just a few minutes ago. Jay Happ comes on in relief of Cole Hamels with one away here in the 4th inning. 2 runs have scored for the Brewers. 5th game for Jay Happ. He takes over for Cole Hamels. Hamels just got scorched by a line drive off the bat of Prince Fielder, and here is a view of it from our first base dugout camera. The ball comes right back and boom, right there.
Yeah,
hits him just below the shoulder. on his left arm.
Yeah, what they're going to do is go right in and put some ice on it. Hopefully that you keep that swelling down. And again, this is a line drive. It just goes right off of the pitching arm. Now you can see. Now watch this.
Watch and listen, boy. You can hear the thud as it came back off of his arm.
That ball there, I mean, you just don't have time to even duck when the ball is coming in that hard.
So J. Happ loosening up on the mound, and as we mentioned before, he gets as much time as he needs to get himself loose. You know, Cole was very good today. You know, the home run for Ryan Braun aside, you know, he had struck out 6. His velocity was 90, 91 miles an hour.
Yeah.
His changeup, the difference between the fastball and the changeup was anywhere between 10 to 12 miles per hour, which is an outstanding difference.
Yeah, he had great demeanor on the mound. You could tell when he was ready, appeared to be definitely ready today. Had a good breaking ball, the changeup he was keeping down. Did get that one up out over the plate. You know, good hitters will make you pay for that. Ryan Braun hasn't been missing many pitches out over the plate. Came in not hitting very well, but he sure has heated up in these 3 games.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets are leading the Cardinals 1-0. Alex Cora scored on a balk. Livan Hernandez pitching in that one for the Mets. Charlie Manuel's concerned right now, not the New York Mets, not the St. Louis Cardinals, but how his ace left-hander Cole Hamels is doing as J. Happ continues his warm-up tosses. Phillies entered play today in 3rd place, or tied for 2nd place, excuse me, in the National League East behind the Florida Marlins. Dave Bush, who's trying to keep himself loose in the dugout, his squad entered play today with a 5-9 record in last place in the National League Central. Not that the standings matter as much at this point in the season, but the Marlins have finally been cooled off by the Pirates. They lost 3 in a row to Pittsburgh, and that's why their lead is down to 4 in the division. Oh, the runner on first, J. Happ will face Mike Cameron with 1 away here in the 4th. Cameron shows bunt, takes a pitch at the knees for strike.
Well, reliever's job is to come in, hold the situation exactly where it is. Cameron striking out his last time up, off to a good start himself. 4 home runs, 319.
Well, he's also limiting the strikeouts. You know, aside from the strikeout his first time up, he's a guy that strikes out a lot, and he has done a better job putting the ball in play the first 14 games of the season for Milwaukee.
He's always been a real good and above average fielder in center field. Good speed, gets good jumps on balls.
1-2 the count to him. See the active leaders in strikeouts. Cameron with 1,650. He has not produced as much as the others in that group, led by Tomey. Charlie Manuel was talking to earlier today.
Boy, you're going to have some Hall of Famers in that group.
That's exactly right. Charlie, when he came to the ballpark today, the phone rang and it was Jim Tomey. He had so much to do before the start of this ball game. He said, I'm going to give you a shout later on. White Sox are playing the Baltimore Orioles later on today. Fighting that one off, and the count holds 1-2. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, well, Albert Pujols doesn't strike out that often. I don't think we'll ever see him in that list that we just saw. Hits his 5th home run, moves into a tie for the lead in the National League in homers.
Wow, what a hitter.
He is, I mean, Sarge, we could talk about Manny Ramirez, because I think he is right now, as that pitch is right at the knees of Cameron. He's down on strikes for the 2nd time. Albert Pujols, the way he has started this year and the way he has put himself together, I mean, right now is the best hitter in the game.
Well, he's a professional hitter himself. He drives the ball, hits for power, hits for average. He drives in clutch runs. And he takes a lot of pride about his game. Don't ever have to worry about Albert Pujols not hustling.
J.J. Hardy, the batter.
Well, he can hit anybody's fastball.
Pujols does.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. 2-0 the count to Hardy.
It's one of the difficult things to do. As a matter of fact, you can't teach anyone to hit the fastball. You can give them different keys on staying back to hit the changeup, but that hand-eye coordination, bat speed is God-given talent. With those good hitters coming in, they hit the ball the opposite way, drive the ball, and stay on top of it.
Ball 4, 4-pitch walk for J.J. Hardy. And the Brewers now have runners on first and second with 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning. They finished the game with Michael Barkat and Mitch Williams' extensive game breakdown and Neil Hartman's exclusive clubhouse reactions on Sloan Toyota presents Phillies post-game live after the game only on Comcast Sportsnet. And no doubt we'll give you more in a little while, hopefully on Cole Hamels' health situation, and they'll do the same on post-game live. Bill Hall, the batter, with 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Hall fights a pitch off behind home plate.
Billy Hall swinging a little bit late. You can see usually he's off to a better start home run wise. No home runs up to this point. Very open stance, Billy Hall, very exaggerated. Pitching him soft away, fastballs in off the plate. A lot of times when you're open that way, it's easy to jam yourself unless you can get set. You got to get back to conventional hitting, and meaning that that bat has to be square to the zone.
Well, he's taken a couple pitches and worked the count into his favor, 2-1. He's coming back after a torn calf injury during spring training, slowed his progress. Just 15 home runs a year ago. And he loops this one to the air to right field. Jason Worth on the run, accelerates late, and the inning is over. But the Brewers do get 2 runs on the home run by Ryan Braun. Jay Happ picks up for Cole Hamels here in the 4th, and the Phillies offense will go to work in the bottom of the 4th. Your Quality Plus 4 dealers. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Philadelphia Phillies. And by Jeep. Hurry to your Jeep dealer and see how good the best values in America can be. Phillies still are looking for their first base hit this afternoon. They've had a couple of base runners. Jay Happ took over for Cole Hamels in the top of the 4th inning. Cole was hit with a line drive off the bat of Prince Fielder. And now Shane Victorino will lead things off here in the home 4th inning. It'll be Victorino, Chase Utley, and Ryan Howard against Dave Bush. Shane, who tried to bunt his way on last night, shows bunt there. That might have been just to draw the corners in a little bit.
Well, a little two-seamer that he threw him, and a lot of times you're right. Hitters will do that and then try and slap that ball or drive the ball the opposite way. Billy Hall playing up, knowing that if he has a swinging bunt, you can't get him if you're playing back.
2-1 the count to Victorino, who struck out his only time up. It's the only strikeout for Dave Bush this afternoon. There's a pop up on the first base side. Fielder gives it a look. He's going to run out of room. And it's 2-2. They just announced that Cole Hamels left today's game with a left shoulder contusion. So that ball, as we were pointing out, came just below his left shoulder.
I'm hoping that it got maybe more muscle than hitting right near the bone area.
Jay Happ summoned from the bullpen. You know, Jay has pitched pretty well out of the bullpen in his new role. And there's still some conversation that he might wind up into the starting rotation, particularly if Chan Ho Park continues to struggle. 3-2 the count to Victorino.
That's his best pitch. Dave Bush, that overhand curveball. Want that ball up in the zone, the curveball. If that starts low, you might want to lay off of it. Difficult to handle that. This ought to be a fastball.
It is. It's a sinker line foul down the first base line. Paul Nart thought about it. He looked like he was going to call it fair.
Yeah.
It was indeed a foul ball.
Yeah, but it's where it goes over the bag. That's what you look at, not where the ball actually lands. And he's right on it. You can see this line drive that's hooking. Boy.
About a half a foot foul.
I would think so. That's pretty close. Almost looked like it was in fair territory and then the hooking away.
So it remains full 3-2. Victorino stays alive again. Yeah, the first base umpire or the third base umpire on a ground ball or a ball just over the bag will decide whether the ball has gone over the bag. As it leaves toward the outfield grass like that, he's got to quickly spin and see if it lands foul, which is what Nart did there. Ball 4. Good at bat by Victorino. He's aboard to begin the bottom of the 4th inning. Second walk issued by Dave Bush. He's also hit a batter, and still he has not allowed a base hit. Time to take a look at our Firestone leaders. The active career leaders, walks per 9 innings. Dave Bush does not allow too many free passes. You see he's sitting there in second place. So he's hit one. He's walked 2. So no more free passes according to those numbers there.
Yeah, well, he's usually around the plate. And he's kind of a bulldog type of pitcher. Doesn't throw very hard, but he does have movement on his pitches. Moves it in and out and will throw curveball. Does have a changeup.
That's brought to you by Firestone, a tradition of innovation. Here's Chase Utley, and he takes one for a strike. Utley bounced into a double play his first time up. He has reached base safely in 33 consecutive games. Twenty of those games came at the end of the regular season last year, so even with that bum hip, he was still getting on base. And it's 0-2.
As a hitter, knowing that you got to use your hips, it just shows you his dedication and also being able to
look at that, Sarge.
Take pain, right?
How about that? Phillies Confidential by Scott Lauber and Gary Matthews for sale at the ballpark.
He's got to maybe be screaming that out a little bit, though. He's walking up the stairs a little quiet, isn't he? You know, like you're selling beer. Hey, get your copy here.
I think that book kind of tells its own story. It sells itself, Sarge.
Okay.
0-2, bounced over the mound. Nice play by Weeks. Spin and a flip to Hardy in time to get Victorino. Oh, that was a great play by Ricky Weeks. And there's one away.
Very athletic move, being able to toss that ball, spinning around in his glove. Didn't have time to take it out with the bare hand. Now take a look at this, how he grabs that and just flips the ball around. Not in time for the double play, but there's another look at it as he twirls around and then just flips the ball having that momentum kind of carry the ball over there, if you will.
That was a really good play. Ryan Howard now the batter. Phillies trail at 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Howard popped out to third base his first time up into foul territory. 3 infielders in the right side. And he takes one outside. It's 1-0. See where Bill Hall is. He's at shortstop. He's the third baseman usually. J.J. Hardy, the shortstop, is the first one on the second base side of the diamond.
Still got to be patient. This is a hitter's count. Usually you get that fastball. Ryan Howard has the luxury, however, to sit either soft or hard, look for his pitch.
And he just missed his pitch there and hits it behind home plate into the upper deck, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, I think to me, though, a little bit in between. That pitch there at 88. If he's looking fastball all the way, you don't get 88 in on Ryan Howard. It tells me that he had maybe in the back of his mind could get something off speed, but you want to make sure that you just go that one way.
Hits that one in the air to straightaway center field. Mike Cameron is under it. It was down on the hands just a little bit. And Utley's going to go back to first. There are 2 outs. Ryan goes back shaking his head. I mean, we talk about just missing a pitch. You know, that ball got in just a little bit. You can even hear that it was kind of deaded down toward the hands.
Yeah, I think he knows that's a pitch he probably could handle. He'd like to have that one back. That one more down in the wheelhouse. The pitch before kind of up and in on him. See him talking to himself a little bit. Victorino over there to his left side.
Well, Jason Worth now the batter with a runner on first base. Worth popped out to third, his only time up. It was more of a broken bat looper just to the left of the mound that Bill Hall tracked down. Phillies still looking for their first base hit today against Dave Bush. There goes Utley. The pitch hit in the air foul over the first base side, and they'll go back into the seats. And Utley will head back toward the bag. He's trying to generate something offensively. They've gotten only 1 runner into scoring position. It's not as if the Brewers have done a whole lot offensively. Their run scored on a 2-run home run.
Right there. That's got to be a almost really a straight steal for me. That's 2 outs. Not going to go on a hit and run there with 2 outs. Well, that might have been a straight steal where you want to get him in scoring position, or if a ball's hit in the gap, he's able to score.
He doesn't go on this pitch, and it's taken outside, so it's 2-1.
Now, what Davey will do when a runner is at first base, have him read the pitcher, and I'm sure the first 3 or 4 guys in the lineup, other than Howard's, got to be just about on their own, which means you get a jump, you go. Now, we will have a sign that they'll get where you can't go, and Charlie doesn't want you to run on the pitch, but for the most part, if you look at Davey Lowe's, those runners are on your own. A little easier to get a jump when you're on your own as opposed to when a manager says, okay, go on this pitch.
2-1 pitch, popped foul, and it's 2-2. All right, now 2-2, 2 outs. Is Charlie more inclined to just lean on Davey here for some advice for Chase Utley as to whether he should go?
Well, Chase has been around the game, and I know that he'll probably now just go on and wait, you know, for the 3-2 pitch, as opposed to going 2-2.
Yeah, I thought maybe he'd get a fastball here, so maybe he would take off, hoping that he could score with something in the gap.
Yeah, well, he might get the fastball. This is a breaking ball count, however, 2-2.
Broken bat roller towards shortstop. Hardy has it. Long throw across the diamond in time to get Worth. And the inning is over. Phillies get a base runner. He's stranded at first. We have completed 4, and that's right. There is nothing confidential about that guy. Gary Matthews' book. You can purchase it here at the ballpark. 5,000. For more information on the group party areas in the ticket section on Phillies.com as well. Well, we start the top of the 5th inning. Mike Rivera against Jay Happ. And Rivera, who bounced out to shortstop against Cole Hamels his first time up, works the count in his favor. 1 ball and no strikes. Brewers as an organization have some pretty good catching prospects coming through. Rivera had a good spring, and that's how he earned the backup catcher's job. They have a kid by the name of Brett Lowry that's one of their top prospects who is coming through the system. Try to check his swing. They appeal. Yes, he went around, says Paul Nart. And it's 1-2.
Rivera trying to get up on that fastball for that check swing. Yeah, he went. See his hips almost already clearing.
And that time he was way off balance on the pitch outside. And he's rung up for out number 1.
Yeah, you can see again, we talked about that earlier about hitters being off balance. Now this is definitely off balance, almost like he's trying to flop a fly that's kind of going away from him. Well, that's why you want to have good, really, mechanics at the plate, because you may not hit that pitch, but if you have good mechanics, you can foul that off.
Well, Dave Bush went down on strikes his only time up against Cole Hamels. His mechanics didn't look all that good in that last at bat. So he's 0 for 1. It's that one back through the middle, under the feet of Happ and into center field. Well, I guess the mechanics looked okay on that swing.
Jeez. Might want to try that after the 3rd out, or he grounds out or strikes out or something. You know, and it just goes to show you, anybody with a bat is dangerous as that ball goes right up the middle. Good things happen when you stay up the middle. Bush getting the single straight up the middle there. Wasn't hit hard, but effective.
That's his 2nd hit of the season. We said he was a catcher when he went to college and turned himself into a closer, so you knew he can handle the bat a little bit. Ricky Weeks now the batter. He's 0 for 2. And he lines one into left field, a base hit. So back-to-back singles against Jay Happ. And the Brewers have a couple base runners here in the top of the 5th inning.
Starting everybody off there with a fastball. It's okay to throw the fastball. A little better location. But you know, give hitters some credit at times. They'll hit good pitches.
The Phillies infield sets up for 2. As Corey Hart is the batter. Hart has a couple hits already today. Scored ahead of Ryan Braun on the home run his last time up. And he takes a big swing. And Happ is ahead 0-1.
He got off that fastball, looking for the fastball. You can see he was out in front. Good pitch, though. J.J. Happ throwing that breaking ball. He seems to have pretty good movement on it. He stays out the middle of the plate. Happ is very effective. You know, there's some pitchers that can get away with it, where maybe hitters pop it up or not center the ball. It hasn't been happening, though, for the Phillies pitchers so far. I mean, they seem to make a mistake, and the hitters are capitalizing on it. I know Brett had talked about that a little bit.
Well, and that's part of the reason why they've given up so many home runs already this year.
And every now and then a hitter will just miss it and pop it up.
Joe Blanton last night, he threw a pretty good pitch to J.J. Hardy, and Hardy was able to hit it for a home run. Ryan Howard catches the ball, and then they say he drops it when he was trying to pull it out of his glove to turn 2. So the out is recorded. He could have had a double play because Bush was way off of second base.
Yeah, he had plenty of time on that. Just tried to get it off a little bit too quick, just losing the handle. That's a good play. He had him, though, dead. He would have been just out. And would have been a great time, because you know you have that killer Braun coming up. You see he catches that and just loses the handle on it. That's all. Now look where Bush is. He's way off the back. He starts going, whoop. And then he went halfway, stopped, and you can see J-Ro was saying, hey, give it to me, give it to me.
Yeah, Dave Bush had given up on that play and thought, all right, I'm a dead duck. I'm just going to go back and get myself ready to get out to the mound. So now it is Ryan Braun up with 2 runners on. Braun hit a 2-run home run his last time up. 3rd home run of the series.
That's the reason why it turns out that it was a pretty big play. You can see his average just starting to rise and rise. He was in the low 200s when he first got here. Going 5 for 5 that first night.
He was at 222 before that 5 for 5 night. And in the 4th inning, this is what he did against Cole Hamels.
No, just a line drive, vicious line drive, and he hit those home runs there to left center line drives. They seem to get up and get out. It's a bunch of rolls back, but had some more distance to go as it ricochets off one of those chairs.
He's had himself a very good series with those 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. Only 2 times the Phillies retired him is when they got him on strikes, but he's only been retired twice. Once in this game and once in last night's ball game. Taken all the way. There's ball 4, and Happ was being extra careful for Ryan Braun, but it doesn't get a whole lot easier with the next guy that's coming up.
Yeah, well, he's the one that actually knocked Cole Hamels out of the game, and literally with a line drive right off of his shoulder, or pitching man. Last time it Prince is up, you can just hear the sound of that. 2 sounds. One sound you hear off the bat, and then the other sound that goes off of Cole Hamels. And he was throwing the ball and being very effective, even though he had given up the 1 home run.
So now with the bases loaded, fielder stands in, takes a fastball at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1.
92 on that fastball there by J.A. Happ. When Prince Fielder, he swings the bat very hard, and when it goes through that zone, he's just not trying to hit a single. He seems to be going for the downs.
Takes one inside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. See what his career numbers are with the bases loaded. He has never hit a grand slam. I know I had to look at that a couple of times at the beginning of this series because I was surprised by that.
Glad you said it.
1-2 the count.
Well, he's got him set up now for that good hard breaking pitch if he can. Prince Fielder, an aggressive hitter. Those are the kind of hitters you can get out to swing at a bad pitch, especially there with 2 strikes. Maybe expand the zone a little bit.
1-2, 2 outs. Crowd starting to get behind J. Happ. Big spot in this game so far. Neither team really has had a whole lot of base runners. Brewers had just 1 through the first 3 innings, then scored 2 runs in the 4th. Bases loaded here in the 5th. Down and away, 2-2.
Right. It's a good eye to lay off of that little slide piece, breaking away.
This is a big man, Sarge. He stands at just 5'11", but he's listed at 268 pounds.
Yeah, I've seen him in some tournaments where they just put him on every single time. It was just like 4. I remember that. It was at Disney World there. Every time he came up, they walked him.
It remains 2-2. Well, there's that old story about him coming out with his dad Cecil, and he was 11, maybe 12 years old, and even at that age hit a home run at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, he has tremendous power. You have good bat speed and good genes.
That one is lined toward left field. That's going to be an extra base hit. The Brewers are going to get a couple more runs. 1 scores as Bush crosses the plate. Here comes Weeks being waved home, and around third is Ryan Braun. He's going to score standing. It's a 3-run opposite field double for Prince Fielder, and the Brewers lead it 5-0. And that ball was hit pretty hard, too.
Well, he can hit them hard. Kind of pitched around Ryan Braun a little, and that's for good reason. Well, let's see where this pitch is. I'm sure he wants it down. You can see that. Wants it down. That ball up and in as he inside outs the ball and starts slicing toward that corner. Easy to get all the runners in.
Well, the outfielders are playing him to pull a little bit, so Ibanez had a long way to go to get over and get that ball. So now with a runner on second and 3 runs in, here's Mike Cameron.
No chance at all to catch that ball.
Well, you don't often see him put the ball the other way either. No. He's not like Ryan Howard, who puts the ball the other way.
Well, Coast was asking for that ball down in a way. That ball kind of up, out over the zone just a little bit, and kind of inside out the ball.
And now 3-0 to Cameron. And Jay Happ has thrown 24 pitches in this inning. J.J. Hardy is on deck. This is going to be pitch number 25 to Cameron. And it's ball 4.
So want to make an adjustment there. I mean, 3-0. Every pitch has been up in the zone. So that's why Rich Doobie's going out to try and just give him a breather, settle him down. That you want to make an adjustment, get the ball down there in the zone. That pitch that fielder hit was up. And 4 balls to Mike Cameron.
Well, and Ryan Braun as well. A lot of those pitches were up in the zone when Braun worked out a walk.
I thought he was pitching around him a little bit. You could tell, though, Braun was really seeing the ball well, looking at balls that were down and up. Now, look at this swing here. Just short and quick, though, but he insides out the ball. This guy hits with no fear, which makes him another good hitter. You can see jubilation there in the Milwaukee dugout.
Yeah, they haven't had a whole lot to cheer about during the course of this season. Well, they lead this one 5-0 after winning last night's game 3-1. J.J. Hardy takes one for strike on the inside corner.
Well, there's your adjustment. That ball down in the zone. You know, and it's okay to throw up, but you don't want to just continue to be up. You got to mix it up some.
They talk about moving the eyes of the hitter.
Exactly. Some off-speed stuff. It's a good fastball, tailing away.
Well, the big play in this inning was the liner off the bat of Corey Hart when the Phillies could have doubled up Dave Bush at second. The inning could have been over, and it would have been 2-0 Brewers, but Ryan Howard dropped the ball on the exchange trying to get the ball to second base. Everybody was safe after the catch. And then after Ryan Braun walked Prince Fielder, cleared the bases with a 3-run double.
No chance for Ibanez to catch that ball in the outfield. That ball twisting away. Prince Fielder hitting that like a right-handed pull hitter.
0-2 to Hardy. Back to the box. Knocked down by Happ. He gets to it quickly. His throw is low. Nice play by Howard. And the inning is over. So 8 men come to the plate in the inning for the Brewers. That guy did the damage for Milwaukee. A bases clearing double. And the Brewers lead it 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Frank's Dollar Dog Nice. That's exactly right. Monday against the Washington Nationals, a 7:05 start. That's the next one. Then Tuesday the 12th at 7:05 when the Dodgers come to town. You can order your tickets now at Phillies.com. Place your order now, Sarge. Get as many as you would like.
Is that some dogs barking that I heard in the background?
Yeah, just trying to give a little background noise for the promo.
I tell you, going all out today.
Raul Ibanez will start the bottom of the 5th inning. Phillies still looking for their first base hit.
Boy, the longer the game goes on, more pressure you get, obviously, but then it tenses up the hitter. You start to squeeze the bat a little.
Ibanez grounded out to second to end the 2nd inning. 2-0 the count. Dave Bush has thrown a 2-hitter. That's his best outing of his career. That was when he was with the Toronto Blue Jays on October 1st, 2004 against the Yankees. And there you see that's the only no-hitter in Brewers history.
I've never understood that with a pitcher's throwing a no-hitter. No one wants to sit by him like he doesn't know he's throwing a no-hitter. He would always scream over there, "Hey, you're throwing a no-hitter."
Well, if one of your teammates was throwing a no-hitter, how would you react?
You know what? I guess the rule was just don't sit next to him like he doesn't smell good.
It's an unwritten rule.
Well, yeah. But
you can write your own rules, Sarge. 3-1 is popped up. Third base side. That's going to go back into the seats. Now, if they were struggling during the course of a ball game, let's say they were giving up 6 runs and 3 innings of work, would you go over and talk to them?
Don't want to be anywhere near them.
So you didn't talk to any pitchers then?
No, not at all. Sorry.
Ken Maka, he may not talk to Dave Bush, but he hopes that he can continue to quiet this Phillies offense. Phillies have had base runners today, but 2 walks and a hit batter, and make that 3 walks. So Ibanez is aboard to start this 5th inning. Well, it's time now for our Geico quote of the day. And it comes from Pedro Feliz on his strong start. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. We're all going to go through good times. I hope I can have good times for 162 games. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 800-947-AUTO.
Oh, you notice, though, how many balls he's been hitting the right field?
That to me is a good sign that not only is he healthy, but he's kind of changed his approach too.
Changed his approach some, though, but for me, again, he's kind of staying in there. His task starts to get up and loosen up a little bit. Get down to the pitchers. His spot, they're going to probably pinch hit for him, I'm sure.
At that point, the hope would be that somebody's in scoring position that can drive in a run.
Trying to get on the board here, get some things going.
0-1 is popped up, shallow right center. Cameron got a good jump, and there's one away. Ibanez goes back to first. So Dave Bush, who when he went to Wake Forest, we mentioned he was a catcher, he was turned into a closer. At Wake Forest, they had some pretty good numbers. They were, during his time, they were 79-0.
Oh, those are happy days.
After 7 innings when they were leading, and he was in the back end of that bullpen.
Well, when you have a good curveball, I mean, you're able to get hitters out, good hitters out, if you have that good curveball.
Well, there is a good breaking pitch there to Coast, and he starts him off with a strike.
I've always thought that good hard curveball, 12-6. Don Sutton had one of those. Burt Blyleven, 12-6, starting up there at that where the 12 is and breaking down hard.
Little looper foul, and it's 0-2.
I've always felt a little easier though to hit that really good fastball. I mean, you wouldn't mind if it's 95 plus compared to maybe a slower pitch at a breaking ball simply because of the movement.
Well, the best curveball that I think I've ever seen from a right-handed pitcher, Doc Gooden. I mean, his was, particularly his first few years.
Right. And you could actually tell that it was coming. I mean, he would tip his pitches. His finger used to come up
I remember you saying that, yeah.
And you knew the curveball was coming. Well, guess what? Didn't do you any good. Still be throwing 2 hitters.
Coast waves at a curveball, and he's down on strikes for out number 2.
Boy, good tight spin on that. Pitch only 68 miles an hour that he throws. But look at the location. Kind of looks like a fastball. Coast getting out there. You see how out in front, again, off balance. Coming up in the zone to hit. He starts down, comes up, and that pitch down. Difficult to get that bat on the ball.
So Miguel Cairo pinch hits here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5-0 Milwaukee. Phillies still without a base hit. They've got a base runner, and they've had a base runner in every inning except for the 2nd. Now that's a pop up behind home plate. Rivera comes back toward the screen. He's going to run out of room. And it's 0-1. I mentioned before that Dave Bush, who went to Conestoga High School, his family has had season tickets with the Phillies for 15 years. Normally they're behind home plate. They're sitting with the family section today, not sitting in their season tickets. I don't know where behind home plate, but obviously they had some pretty good seats, whether it be here at Citizens Bank Park or at the Vet.
And the good thing about, though, this particular ballpark, it doesn't have a bad seat here.
Looper to center field. Cameron started back. Doesn't matter, though. It's Weeks, the second baseman, who's there, and he puts it away, fighting the wind, and the inning is over. So the Phillies are still looking for their first base hit through 5. Dave Bush of the Brewers lead it 5-0. Phillies turned left field over to the 11-year veteran from the American League. Raul has been a hit in the NL since arriving, showing his power early, delivering in the clutch often. Ibanez and his all-out style of hustle is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, there is Raul Ibanez. He and the Phillies offense trying to find their way today. They have no hits so far through 5 innings. And now they're using their third pitcher. Jack Tashner comes on, and he'll replace Jay Happ. And Happ went an inning and 2/3 in relief of Cole Hamels. Cole took a line drive off the pitching arm on a ball hit by Prince Fielder, so he left the game early. And Tashner, 7.20 ERA. This is his 5th game. And he'll face Bill Hall, Mike Rivera, and Dave Bush here in the top of the 6th inning. And Hall chops the first pitch to short, scooped up nicely by Rollins. 1 away. Tashner was acquired during spring training by the Phillies from the San Francisco Giants. Remember when he was brought over, and a lot of the comments about Tashner, because everybody always wonders how guys are going to fit into the clubhouse. Everybody that had run into him before said he is a perfect fit in any clubhouse. The thing that they liked about him was just how much guts he had. He was a bulldog when he went out there. He He's trying to bulldog his way not only through the 6th, but possibly through the 7th inning of today's game and keep this at a 5-run deficit.
Well, let's face it, they have some characters in that bullpen.
Fly ball to right field. Worth with the sunglasses on, battling the wind. And they're 2 away.
Boy, that ball went a long way.
Yeah, it sure did. The wind is moving from left to right pretty strong. Phillies will go to Florida for the weekend and then return home this Monday to take on the Washington Nationals. It's a 3-game series. All 3 games are at 7:05. Now, there's a great giveaway on Tuesday night. It's the Charlie Manuel Bobble figurine. All fans who come to the gates, compliments of Toyota. And then, of course, Monday, prior to that figurine being given out, it's a $1 dog night. And it's officially the first one here at the ballpark this season. So log on to Phillies.com, stop by the box office, purchase your tickets. Dave Bush, his base hit in the 5th inning, helped the Brewers score 3 runs in that inning. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And of course, you can also, when you come to the ballpark next week, go down to the left field line ramp, and right there will be that World Series trophy. Well, this should be an easy inning for Jack Tashner. A couple of ground balls to Jimmy Rollins, a fly ball to Jason Worth, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the 6th inning. Now the Phillies have to figure out that guy, Dave Bush, as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And by McDonald's. Introducing McDonald's McCafe coffees. Try hot or cold ice mochas, lattes, and cappuccinos. McDonald's. I'm loving it. Well, Sarge, we've got a no-hitter brewing here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Dave Bush is not allowed a base hit for the Brewers. The only no-hitter in Brewers history was tossed by Juan Nieves on April 15th, 1987 against the Baltimore Orioles. Juan was the first native of Puerto Rico to throw a no-hitter in baseball history, and he's allowed base runners. Dave Bush has, but he has not allowed a base hit. And this is the point in the game where I think it gets a little serious as far as the no-hitters go, because then you look at the pitcher's pitch count and you wonder, as he goes through the lineup a 3rd time, how he's going to mix things up.
Well, you wanna go on and make sure you just swing at your pitch. It's still okay to be aggressive, but in your zone. That's a good swing.
Yeah, he may have been a little out in front of that pitch.
Maybe a little bit out in front, but he's still not. J-Ro's still not really attacking the ball the way that he's capable of attacking it. That was a better swing, though, that first pitch. But let it go. If you're looking for that pitch, let it go. Ooh.
Good curve ball, and it's 0-2.
That ball, that is filthy. I mean, you see how high it started, and then he floats it right in. That right at 67 miles an hour.
He has only had 1 long inning. He had 1 inning which he threw 21 pitches. And that's basically been it. I mean, every other inning, Dave Bush has been pretty efficient this afternoon. I mean, better than efficient. He's ahead 1-2 to Rollins here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-2.
I know there's sometimes guys will debate on whether or not players should bunt the ball and go for a hit. I mean, whatever is in your repertoire.
I think when it's a game that you're still in, I don't think anybody can question how you try to get on base.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously.
Personally, though, I know for me, I'm not going to lay one down at all. I mean,
I wouldn't expect you to lay one down. I'm expecting you to put one out of the ballpark.
Well, I don't know all about that either, but I'm just going to be going down swinging or something. It's not going to be trying to lay it down. But, you know, guys that bunt and that's in their game, for me personally, I think it's okay. I don't care even if it's in the 9th inning.
I agree with that.
And you wouldn't see, obviously, Ryan Howard try and bunt the ball. I don't think you'd ever see Chase Utley try and do that.
3-2 now the count to Rollins. This is a good at bat by Jimmy. 7 pitches. About to see his 8th of this at bat.
We'll see if he does get movement on that. He's been throwing the fastball starting kind of inside and having it come back across the plate. That ball a little high, but when you've been around the zone, you get guys to swing at those pitches because you don't want to get called out on strike 3.
Swing and a miss. The 9th pitch of the at bat, and Rollins is down on strikes for out number 1. So there have been innings where Dave Bush has thrown 9 pitches the entire inning. He needed 9 pitches to get the first out.
Boy, fastball away, and it was tailing away. And again, just talked about it. You get guys to swing at pitches if you're around the plate. He's certainly been around the plate.
Well, 1 away now for Shane Victorino. And Victorino takes one on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Now 0-2.
Yeah, he throws that heavy ball. Sorry, Tom. That heavy ball, I mean, even when you seem to hit it, you get that thud. You're not able to seem to square the ball up and get some solid wood on the ball.
People talk about, you know, swinging with a newspaper hitting a baseball, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's sporting news they talk about. Hitters don't like to. Hitters don't like that when you're saying that. That means that you're not hitting the ball at all. A lot of times guys would be in the cage and swinging and hitting, and somebody would say, hey, let me read that sporting news you're hitting with. Meaning that you're not hitting the ball the way that you should.
Victorino lays off that bender that came inside. It's 1-2. Shane has struck out today. He's walked. One of 3 walks issued by Dave Bush. He's also hit 1 batter, but he has not allowed a base hit. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Just couldn't get on top of that curveball.
Doesn't throw it very hard and not trying to throw it very hard, just trying to get it down in the zone where he can snap that ball off here.
Chopper toward first, big hop for Fielder, and they're 2 away. So Dave Bush, the 29-year-old, who last year won 9 games for Milwaukee, 12 the 2 seasons before that.
Yeah, he pitched better in the second half of the season. ERA much lower. And again, though, you like pitchers that are able to keep you in the ball game. I mean, you look at his lifetime record. I don't even think it's right at 500.
No, he's 3 games under 500. Yeah, he's 43 and 46. ERA of 4.46 for his career.
Good.
Throws a curveball to Chase Utley, and it's 0-1. 67 miles an hour.
You know, it's that tight spin that he has on the ball. That ball kind of up in the zone, but you know, you can't believe it's going to break down that much, and it does.
1-2 the count, Utley.
Well, nobody seems to really have a good, healthy cut where, you know, you're right on that. He's getting movement on it, and he's starting it outside. That one ball was inside, mixing up with the curveball for the most part. He's thrown curveball and sinker.
Yeah, I think he's thrown more curves the last couple of innings than he did in the first few.
Well, getting the guys, and maybe they're thinking about that fastball, and he flips that curveball in there. But he has been getting movement. Ooh.
Foul tip that one right into the glove of Rivera. It's a 1-2-3 6th inning for Dave Bush. He has 3 strikeouts the last 2 innings through 6. He's not allowed a base hit. He's got a 5-0 lead.
Time now for our Verizon Wireless game summary. It's been all Dave Bush and the Milwaukee Brewers today. 2 spot and a 3 spot. You see what he's done. He's really pitched well. Cole Hamels got hit with a vicious line drive off the bat of Prince Fielder, and hopefully he's okay. He said it was a shoulder contusion. Ricky Weeks leads it off, and
Jimmy Rollins knew he threw him out, but he works out an infield base hit. He can run well. Jimmy got to that ball nicely.
He's had a few of those in this series.
Well, that's the second hit of the day for Ricky Weeks, who's coming up a little slow as he's trying to get his gear off. He had a wrist guard on, an elbow guard on.
Right there. Oh, that's a groin when you do that. Or as Tim McCarver calls it, a groin.
Corey Hart takes a fastball high. It's 1-0.
First time he said that, I said, "What you say?" He says, "Well, you got a total groin."
Well, and it's probably in his mind groin, but it's not coming out that way.
Not when you're from Memphis.
No. Corey Hart has a couple base hits today. Wheels mentioned that Dave Bush has been the storyline today. That and the fact that, you know, we talked about the contusion for Cole Hamels. He was so good before he got hit with that line drive, and I know he was trailing at 2-0, but he had 6 strikeouts very quickly in this game.
Yeah, he had good stuff today.
First 3 innings, he had 6 Ks.
Looks like he left the changeup up the broad, hit the ball out of the ballpark, and then Fielder. Oh man.
Well, as long as that contusion is just a contusion, it looks like all the questions about his velocity and his arm strength and things like that, I think those have been answered, and answered pretty good by Cole Hamels today.
Yeah, he was fine today.
3-0 the count to Corey Hart with a runner on first base. 5-0 Brewers. That's in for a strike, and it's 3-1.
Well, the Phillies are, you know, I don't know whether Dave Bush is jamming them or they're jamming themselves, but last night, and Braun's had a good series. Last night we were talking about how many balls he hit hard, and they did. Today, week out. 1 week out after another.
toss over to first, and Ricky Weeks is back. I'm not sure if Weeks is going to go anywhere after pulling up lame on that infield single. He does have the ability to steal a base or two. .3-1 is hit in the air, left center field. Pretty high up there, gives Victorino plenty of time to settle under it. And there's one away as the wind brought it back. So 1 out, 1 man on. Ryan Braun, the batter. A reminder, fans, you can still purchase Phillies season tickets. There are various plans to choose from, including 13 or 14 partial or 11 game Sunday plans. And getting season tickets means you have access to some great series like the Mets series that are coming up, the Marlins series throughout the year. You can call 215-463-5000. Log on to Phillies.com. Those good folks are standing by right now. You want to purchase your season tickets. Ryan Braun has homered. He's walked. He also struck out back in the first inning. He's only been officially retired twice in this series. He's 7 for 9. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to him.
Funny the way the schedule works. Phillies don't play the Brewers again until their final 4 road games of the season in September.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't either, to be honest with you. I was just thinking, well, we're going to see these guys again.
Well, and it's, with the schedule the way it is, and it's been this way for a few years. The Phillies play the Padres when they go out west to take on the Dodgers. They're done with the Padres and the Dodgers very early this year.
Yeah, and last year, of course, they played the Brewers 4 games in the month of September.
Yeah, here at the ballpark.
And last year, the Phillies had that weird road trip where they had to go to Denver after a Sunday night game here, and then go to Milwaukee for 2 games, and then off to Pittsburgh. Next week they have, or the next road trip after this little one, now they have a 2-gamer in St. Louis and a 2-gamer in New York. So every year, it seems like because of interleague, they have to fit these 2 2s in somewhere. Better early than late, because they're tough on travel.
Yeah, to zip in and zip out of a city, never get settled.
I remember they used to do that a lot in September with the old schedule. It seemed like we were always going St. Louis to Montreal for some reason. And there'd be that night when the guy at customs wasn't in a good mood. Gonna open the bags tonight.
He always knew you had some trinkets.
Oh yeah, there was always some. It just depended. You always want to make sure those guys were in a good mood.
Braun takes a big swing and a miss at a 2-1 fastball, and it's 2-2. Ryan Braun, the former freshman All-American at the University of Miami.
This guy's a good player. He's such a solid offensive player, and it looks like he settled down a little bit by playing left field. And he should just have a great career, especially hitting in that ballpark, because it flies in Milwaukee.
He won the Rookie of the Year award a couple of years ago. There are a number of good rookies that season. And he's got the count full 3-2. Weeks on first base with 1 out, the count 3-2. Ryan Braun at the plate. We'll see what Weeks is going to do here. He goes 3-2 pitch and foul behind home plate. Albert Pujols has been putting up some pretty good numbers during his career, the early part of his career. Ryan Braun has joined Albert Pujols as the only players in Major League history to begin their career with back-to-back 30 home run seasons. I mean, I guess I was amazed when I first saw that and realized that nobody had hit 30 home runs their first 2 years in the majors. But that he and Albert Pujols are the only 2.
Wow.
Weeks goes again, pitches low, ball 4, second walk that Braun is drawn in this game. And the Brewers have runners on first and second. Well, it's time now to point out who our Citizen 7 are. That's right, these lucky fans are today's Citizen 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank, with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Prince Fielder, the batter, with runners on first and second. His first pitch to him inside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Think about Ryan Howard in 2004. He only played 19 games. He had 2, and then in 05 he only played in 88 games. He had 22. Then as a regular he started to pound them.
Well, he was the first guy I looked at when I saw that stat. I'm sitting there thinking, well, what about Ryan Howard? But the year he came in and subbed for Jim Thome, you know, he didn't get a chance to play in a full season, or he would have certainly been in that club. Prince Fielder, the batter, with the count 2 balls and no strikes. Once on the inside corner, it's 2-1. Fielder opened up the game for the Brewers with a 3-run double in the 5th inning. At that point, they had a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and of course there was not an error in that inning, but a misplay. Should have been 3 outs, and he had a chance to hit, had a good at bat, made it a 5-run game instead of 2. Little things like that sometimes don't show up in the box score. Ryan Howard was in kind of a hurry to double Bush off second. He dropped that, took it out of his glove and dropped it. Instead of the inning being over, it extended the inning, and they got 3 more.
Yeah, we talked about how Bush had basically given up on that play. He was walking back. He was in no man's land. 3-2 the count to Fielder. Braun is on first base. Ricky Weeks on second base. Three-2 pitch popped up. Third base side, the infield fly rule is going to be in effect. Jimmy Rollins makes the call. The umpires make the call as well. Which means the batter's automatically out. And there are 2 away. And the base runners can advance at their own risk.
Yeah, in the infield fly rule, the umpires must determine that it's a ball that can be caught in normal fashion. In other words, you know, if the guy's floating around in the outfield, he hasn't turned around for it yet, they don't call it right away. That one was pretty easy because Rollins was coming in for it and the ball was in the middle of the infield, so they called it pretty quickly. But it has to be first and second, bases loaded, less than 2 outs, and a fair ball. And they do it so that somebody can't drop it on purpose and get a double play. The infield fly rule for some reason does it can be a little bit confusing once in a while.
Mike Cameron's 0 for 2. He walked his last time up. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to him. 2 outs here, top of the 7th inning. It's a 5-0 Brewers lead. 2 in the 4th inning, 3 in the 5th inning. Phillies offense has not managed a base hit through 6 innings so far. Good play by Coast. Scoop that ball up, and it's 2-1. Mike Cameron spent an awful lot of time last year as the leadoff hitter for the Brewers. They do not have a bona fide leadoff hitter. It's Weeks who has those duties this season. Cameron's going to be retired on this fly ball to left as Ibanez puts it away, and the inning is over. Brewers strand 2. Dave Bush goes to work. He is not allowed a base hit as we begin the bottom of the 7th. Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. The question was, who are the 3 players in Major League history to win MVP awards at 2 different positions? And the answer, Robin Yount, Stan Musial, and Hank Greenberg. Greenberg is the one that I didn't realize played 2 different positions. You can log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. Ryan Howard leads off the bottom of the 7th inning. And Howard takes a swing and a miss at the first pitch from Dave Bush, and he is now the storyline. He is not allowed a base hit through the first 6 innings of today's game. He has allowed base runners, and he has not been perfect. He has walked 3 and he's hit a batter. And the 0-1 pulled foul. It's 0-2. You know, there have been guys who have gone through their career who you would expect to be guys who can throw no-hitters. But the great thing about this terrific stat in baseball history is that there are guys that are so obscure that you would never imagine that they'd have enough stuff to throw a no-hitter, and there they are in the 9th inning trying to complete what is one of the greatest feats a pitcher could ever accomplish.
In his hometown.
In his hometown. He still has a ways to go. He's got 9 outs to get. Phillies trail at 5-0. And it's 2-2 to Ryan Howard. And I'm not sure if his pitch count's going to hurt him or not, though, if he does happen to get even deeper into this game.
He's had so many easy outs today. Dave Bush has really pitched well. Mixed him up, moved the sinker around, good curveball, changeup.
That one's hit in the air to left center field. It's pretty deep, but Broad has a beat on it. He calls off everybody and makes the grab, and there's one away.
Wind knocked that ball down. That looked like it may have had been a double off the bat, and it just got killed by the wind out in left center.
So 1 out for Jason Worth. Ryan going back to the dugout, shaking his head. He's 0 for 3 fly ball outs. Worth is popped to third. He's also bounced to shortstop. Phillies lineup has been retired in order only twice. In the 6th inning and the 2nd inning. 3 batters hit in the 1st inning. A double play wiped away a leadoff base runner when Jimmy Rollins was hit by a pitch. They have had base runners in this game against Bush. You would think that that means a little extra pressure for the pitcher, but he's kind of just brushed it aside.
Yeah, and he's had a nice little lead here, 5-run lead for a few innings. That helps.
Yeah, it sure does, because then he figures he could just throw strikes. I mean, just have the concept of getting the victory.
We had that up earlier. He's not a guy that walks a whole lot of batters. He's run some 3-2 counts today, but you got to hit the ball to get on with him.
Two and two the count to Jason Worth. That one chops past Sam Perlazzo. In the history of baseball, there are just 4 teams who have not had a pitcher throw a no-hitter. Brewers only have 1 in their history. That was that Juan Nieves no-hitter that we talked about before. But only 4 teams.
The most amazing one is the Mets. With those pitchers they have had, I mean.
And that one, did it hit Jason Worth? It did. So that is the 2nd batter that Dave Bush has hit in this game. So 5 base runners for the Phillies.
3 walks and 2 hit batters. If you're just tuning in, this is what he's done today. See, there's the curveball, a good one. Fastball there, grounded into a double play by Chase Utley. Another breaking ball for a strikeout. Jimmy Rollins gets himself out there in a high fastball. Chase Utley just swung through a pitch there. Foul tip, struck out.
Well, Bush has another base runner to deal with. There's his line. 3 walks, 2 hit by pitch today. 2 hit batters today. In 6 in the 3rd. Jason Worth is a little slow to get back to the first base bag. I thought that ball may have grazed his jersey, but I think it may have clipped something else. It may have clipped his hand or his wrist. There's Ibanez with 1 out. Those 4 teams, by the way, that have never had a no-hitter. Wheels mentioned the Mets. The Rockies are one, the Rays are another, and the San Diego Padres are one of the 4 teams. Ibanez takes a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1.
Well, Nolan Ryan wasn't there long enough to start piling up his no-hitters. They went and traded him for Jim Fregosi, one of the worst trades in history. As Fregosi said many times.
Fregosi will tell you.
As Fregosi told us many times, didn't they know I was done?
Obviously they didn't.
No.
When Ben's Ibanez back, it evens the count 1-1. Charlie was talking about Raul Ibanez today. He said he knew that he was a good hitter. He said he always knows good hitters. He said he wasn't sure about the defense. He knew that he had gotten better as a defensive player. He said that when Ibanez first started in the outfield, he got a reputation of being a poor defensive left fielder. 2-1. And he said there were a couple balls that he didn't go after the proper way, and it's tough to erase that reputation, but he thinks he has. A guy that began his career as a catcher in the minor leagues, Raul Ibanez. A foul ball makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Another guy ahead in the count did not get a good swing. For whatever reason, Dave Bush has done a really good job. Even when he falls behind, guys are not hitting the ball hard again. Or hard off him today, and that looked like a fastball. And Ibanez just kind of smothered it.
Well, unless he gets a ground ball double play here, Bush is at 92 pitches. His high watermark for the year is 96. That one's hit in the air to left field. It's pretty well struck, but it'll stay in the yard. And Braun makes the catch. Again, it's going to be tough to get a ball out in the wind today, the way it's moving from left to right.
If you hit it that way, it is, that's for sure.
Yep. See the flags going from left to right.
And those flags are wrapped around, but you can see the ones that are standing straight out. The state of Pennsylvania, city, Philadelphia flags, and it's blowing hard from left to right.
2 outs for Pedro Feliz, who's 0 for 2.
Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I guess that's the way you're supposed to say that, huh?
Yeah, in fact, every time you hear Governor Ed Rendell introduced, it is the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Right. Guy just made a heck of a catch in the first row right below us.
0-1 the count. Bush with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Still is not allowed a base hit in today's game.
The way this game's going, he might really want to hold on to that ball.
1-1. Well, that is the 95th pitch that Bush has thrown in this ball game. There's that fan who made that grab.
Right here in the club level. Hall of Fame club level.
It helped that the guys that were sitting next to him a little while ago, because I saw them down there, they weren't in that spot, so there was nobody really battling. There goes Worth. Pitches on the hands. Looper down the left field line. Is it fair or foul? It's a foul ball. And that gentleman dropped it, but he still got it.
Boos have been minimal this year, so they're going to jump on a fan. This is a pretty easy play, though. And see, he just lost his booing rights by that.
I think he was so excited that the ball was coming his way. 96 pitches now for Dave Bush. One and two the count to Feliz. Chopper toward third. Hall's got it. And the no-hitter is intact for Dave Bush through 7 innings this afternoon here in Philadelphia. We head to the 8th. It's 5-0 Brewers. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 800-947-AUTO. By Chrysler. Employee Pricing Plus is now in its final month at your Chrysler dealer. Everyone gets our employee price plus generous cash options. And by Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEF now. Now, top of the 8th inning here at Citizens Bank Park is the finale of this homestand for the Phillies. Turns out, because of the rain out on Monday, that it's a 6-game homestand. Phillies lost 2 of 3 to the Padres, and they've split this series with the Brewers so far. And Dave Bush, there you see him sitting by himself right there. That boy Wheels. And nobody is near him. That's what Sarge mentioned before. So he doesn't understand when the guy has no hitter, why nobody goes over to talk to him.
Yeah, if he goes 0 for 4, people are talking to him, right?
I said to Sarge, I said, you know, what if the guy gave up 6 runs in 3 innings? Would you go over and talk to him? He goes, not even a little bit.
No. Plus, he's in the clubhouse getting iced up at that point.
Yeah. Chad Durbin, the new pitcher for the Phillies.
That is one of those great old baseball superstitions. Just leave the guy alone.
9th game for Durbin. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike to J.J. Hardy. Well, and we talked about this, you know, going through the 7th inning. His pitch count is getting closer to 100. And I've never been a big, you know, believer in making sure that you're steady with your pitch count. I think you can, you know, be a little less conservative with it at times. But, you know, this is only his 3rd start of the year. And you wonder what Ken Maka and Bill Castro are going to want to do as Bush gets closer and even beyond 100 pitches.
Well, a lot will depend probably on what happens in the 8th inning. What kind of an 8th inning, and he has the bottom of the order.
He's going to have to get his helmet and his bat ready because there's a chance he could bat here at the top of the 8th inning. Bill Hall, the number 7 hitter, stands in with 1 away. That one's hit in the air deep down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a fair ball home run. The first of the year for Bill Hall. And man, did that ball jump. And it's 6-0 Milwaukee.
And he dove out for it too, lunged at it. Bill Hall's really strong. Phillies continue to give up a lot of home runs.
Well, that's the 2nd home run they've allowed today.
It's a fastball, ran back over the plate a little bit, but you can see him kind of reach out and just real short, quick stroke.
Now the number 8 batter, Mike Rivera, stands in. Rivera takes one off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. You mentioned it before, Wheels, how important it is to win games at home. Last year the Phillies were very successful here at Citizens Bank Park. In fact, it got better as the year went on. Little flare to shallow left. Jimmy Rollins makes the grab, and they're 2 away. Well, the Los Angeles Dodgers are scheduled to come to town beginning Tuesday, May 12th at 7:05. 2 night games and then a day game. The day game, of course, the Citizens Bank Business Person Special. And afterward, the Modell Sporting Goods Seniors Stroll the Bases. That's Thursday, May 14th. It's a 1:05 start. Get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. A lot of folks think the Dodgers are going to run and hide in that National League West, and you know they may. They're a game up right now. They've got 10 wins, 5 losses. Getting set to wrap up a series against the Houston Astros tonight. Dave Bush will bat here in the top of the 8th inning. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike to him.
Dave Bush was right in the middle of that 3-run inning.
Yep.
Got himself a base hit.
Not only that, he was caught off the second base and could have been doubled up, but Ryan Howard dropped the ball trying to get it over to second base. 1-2 the count now to Bush. I'm sure there have been times during his career, well, maybe not, because he was a pitcher very late in his career, where he's been at this point in the game where it's late. He's got a bat. He's got a no-hitter. He's rung up for the final out here in the 8th inning. He wanted to take some hacks. He goes down looking. The Brewers get another run on a home run by Bill Hall. We've played 7.5. It's 6-0 Brewers. Never had a no-hitter. This beautiful ballpark has had a lot of great things happen, including the 2008 World Series. Well, Dave Bush right now is 6 outs away from pitching a no-hitter. This game, by the way, will encore tonight at 10:30 and tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. on the Comcast network. There you go. Phillies will be down in Miami by 10:30 tonight as they get set to prepare for a 3-game series. But first, they've got this one to finish up, and they're hoping to get some runs and even a base hit. They trail at 6-0. And Greg Dobbs will pinch hit against right-hander Dave Bush, who has allowed some base runners today, but not a hit so far. 3 walks, 2 hit batters. And Dobbs 1 for 9. Ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Watches that one go by for a ball. It's 2-0.
Coming up on 100 pitches.
I think what you said is true. I mean, it's, you know, if you're the manager and your guy is throwing a no-hitter, it's going to depend inning by inning at this point. That one is ripped foul. Dobbs got a pretty good stroke on it out in front. It's 2-1.
Such a tough call for a manager, pitching coach, you know, when a guy's having something like this going on, and whether you even have to think about taking him out of the game.
Yeah, and another juncture of the season, as it's 3-1, the pitch count wouldn't really matter. You know, but again, this is only his 3rd start. He threw 94 and 96 pitches in his previous 2 starts. He worked in relief in his first outing this year. 3-2.
Another swing at a fastball today by a hitter ahead in the count, getting a bad swing. And I guess you have to give Dave Bush credit for that. He must have some late movement.
Dobbs stays alive and fouls that one back. I mentioned the best game that Bush had from a hit standpoint. He allowed just 2 hits back in October of 2004 when he was with the Toronto Blue Jays. That was in a game against the Yankees. He's had 4 complete games during his career. That one is shot the opposite way over the third base bag. Hall has it, off balance throw in time to get Dobbs.
Wow.
Whoa, what a play by Bill Hall, and the no-hitter is intact. I thought that was base hit off the bat.
Oh yeah, that looked like a cue ball shot. But he's playing him off the line too, well off the line. This is just a great play. This ball has all kinds of funky spin when it lands too, and he throws off balance and on line. Great play, and there's the family of Dave Bush saying, hey, we have to remember that play. Fielder digs it out a little bit. Watch Bush's reaction. First, he'll look back over. Yeah. Thank you.
That old adage in baseball, there usually is a play or two when a guy's throwing a no-hitter.
Almost always.
That stands out. There hasn't been until now. Here's Matt Stairs, and Stairs takes a pitch way inside. You remember when Kevin Millwood threw his no-hitter at Veterans Stadium against the Giants. Ricky Leday made a couple of outstanding plays in center field that afternoon.
Yep.
It was back on April 27th that year at Veterans Stadium. In 2003, the Phillies beat the Giants 1-0. Still walk around this ballpark, and there are pictures of Kevin Millwood being swarmed by his teammates that Kevin had signed and given to a lot of the personnel around the ballpark the weeks after that, celebrating the no-hitter. 2-1 the count to Stairs.
Well, if Dave Bush can do this, he's going to have to get through some pretty good hitters.
Yeah, you mentioned that the Phillies are at the bottom here, but they've got 2 pinch hitters, and then the top of the order is waiting. Fastball still has pretty good velocity. It's 89 miles an hour on that last one. Today really hasn't been about his fastball, though. It's been about his break and pitch.
Movement.
Yep. Just total command of his pitches. That one's hit high in the air, deep to right field. Fair or foul? It is a fair ball. It hits the pole. The no-hitter is over. The shutout is gone. The Phillies are on the board. It's a home run from Matt Stairs.
Well, that ball looked like the wind was going to take it foul.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it kept blowing, blowing, blowing. It looked like it was going to go foul and hit the ball, hit the screen up there near the top of the foul pole, too. It was so high.
Well, the active leader for home runs is a pinch hitter. Just hit another one. That's Matt Stairs. It's his second one of the season. And Charles Patterson of Wilmington, Delaware, you've just won $100 courtesy of the McDonald's home run jackpot.
That'll usually bring a pitching coach to the mound, teammates to the mound to say, okay, great job. Now let's win the game. In this case, they're going to get somebody up in the bullpen real quick because now they get him out of there if they have to. There's a look now. He's rooting this ball foul, obviously. He knows it's gone, but look. Look. Oh, no. Hit the pole. Jeez, that's close.
Man, I love watching his swing. When he gets it, Jimmy Rollins sends one in the air to left center field, slicing away from Cameron. He's got good speed, though, and there are 2 away.
Well, the last no-hitter pitch against the Phillies was a 5-inning no-hitter. Here's Stairs with uppercut that one a little bit, and there the parents watching like, go foul. No, he didn't. Still could win his first game ever, though, here in his hometown.
Yeah. He did not have a victory, does not have a victory against the Phillies in his career, aside from the postseason win out in Milwaukee.
Well, Pascual Perez pitched a 5-inning rain-short no-hitter, but the one that Bob Forrest pitched was a last 9-inning no-hitter against the Phillies back in '78. That was on a really cold day in St. Louis, and there was a ball hit by Gary Maddox, and Kenny Reitz was the third baseman, and it was ruled an error on Reitz. A lot of people thought it was a hit, and it turned out to be a no-hitter that day for Bob Forrest. That's the last 9-inning no-hitter against the Phillies.
1-1 to Victorino. Base hit to right field. He lines it right past Prince Fielder. A 2-out single. Ken Maka is trying to make a decision as to whether he's going to take Dave Bush out of the game. Stetter is ready, and here comes Maka, and he has already signaled to the pen. So 113 pitches for Dave Bush, and Dave Bush's family, boy, they are more than excited about what their son did today, and rightfully so. They reacted just like Dave did when that ball hit the screen, the foul pole down the right field line. 7 2/3, 2 hits, a run, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And he'll leave, and we'll see what kind of reaction he gets from the crowd here. Should be a good one.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's from this area.
At Conestoga High School, he comes home and he pitches a heck of a game today against the Phillies. It's 6-1 Milwaukee. Mitch Stetter, the new pitcher. We'll tell you about him when we return. day is done. He allows a run and just 2 hits, both hits here in the 8th inning. He had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning. Got the first batter, Greg Dobbs, and a great play by Bill Hall. And the home run by Matt Stairs. 2 batters later, Shane Victorino singled, and now Mitch Stetter takes over. 113 pitches for Busch. Stetter in his 7th game, no wins, no losses, a 6 ERA. And Stetter gets Utley to chop one right at Ricky Weeks, and the inning is over. So the Phillies do get on the board with their first hit, their first run, a home run by Matt Stairs, but through 8, the Brewers hanging on to a 5-run lead. The Phillies, in fact, they didn't have a base hit until the 8th inning. Dave Busch, the starter for the Brewers, he was outstanding today.
Did a really good job. Threw a lot of strikes, even though he walked 3. He was around the plate. Good breaking ball, then a double play ball there early in the game of Chase Utley. Another good curve ball there for a strikeout. Got Jimmy Rollins to chase a fastball away. Utley swung through a fastball, foul tip, strikeout. Then the 8th inning, Matt Stairs. This ball looked like the wind was going to blow it foul, and it point right off the pole, right off the screen of the pole. And the first hit of the game for the Phillies is Matt Stairs' 2nd pinch hit home run of the year. The 3rd pinch hit home run by the Phillies this season.
Well, and Stairs stays in the game. He's going to be in right field for the Phillies. Greg Dobbs also stays in. He pinch hit. He's at 3rd base. And with these moves, Jason Worth moves over to center field for Shane Victorino. And that's not it for the Phillies. They've made some other moves. Pedro Feliz goes from 3rd base to shortstop. And the new catcher is Lou Marson. He's in for Chris Coast. And the new pitcher will be Brad Lidge, who is pitching in his first game since Saturday. This will be the 8th ball game for Brad. He has 3 saves, 1 blown save, a 9.45 ERA. And they'll face the top of the order here in the top of the 9th inning. The Phillies lost 2 of 3 to San Diego. And now are on the verge of losing 2 of 3 to the Milwaukee Brewers. Weeks lines one to straightaway center field. Jason Worth getting his bearings. Jason played a lot of center field in spring training. Weeks is retired. So, we talk about getting used to that angle again. I mean, playing the corner outfielder positions is very different when the ball leaves the bat compared to center field. One away. Corey Hart now the hitter. Hart has a couple hits today, a run scored. So the Brewers as a team came in with a .232 batting average. They were down toward the bottom of the National League. But these last couple of days, they've kind of come to life offensively.
They had some timely hitting in the last 2 games. The Phillies have only scored 2 runs in these 2 games. So all of a sudden they're struggling scoring runs.
Yeah, we saw Dave Busch at the outset of this inning in the dugout What we didn't see was he was talking to Braden Looper, who was last night's starter. So the starting pitchers for the Brewers, back-to-back games, just 1 run in 13+ innings. There's Braden Looper. That's such a good sinker last night. That's in for a strike, and it's 1-2. And Dave Bush is going to sit and watch the rest of this one.
Well, he has a chance to win his first game ever here in Philadelphia. 7th career start against the Phillies. I guess in the Phillies order, Marson would be hitting what, first? That's the only spot we have for him. Lidja hit second.
Good slider. Hart's rung up for out number 2. So 2 away here at the top of the 9th inning. Yeah, look down at the lineup card. I mean, neither one are obviously due up. The Phillies will have Ryan Howard, Jason Worth, and Raul Ibanez due up. But then toward the bottom of the order, you know, the 8 and 9 spots would be where Stairs or Dobbs and Stairs will be if the Phillies can get that far in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ryan Braun now the hitter. He's walked a couple times today. He's homered, struck out his first time up. He's had himself a good series. He's raised his average from 222 at the start of the series to 315. And at this juncture of the year, if you have a good series, you can certainly raise your batting average nearly 100 points. It's not hard to do.
Well, the Cardinals are putting it to the Mets today. That game was close, and now it's 11-3.
And that would be a sweep if the Cardinals hang on. Marlins are off today. They're in first place. The Braves, who won last night, they're off today as well. So the Phillies would drop to 3rd if they wind up losing today. They'll be 4.5 games out going into the weekend series. That one hit on the ground right past Pedro Feliz, hit hard by Braun. That's his 2nd base hit of the day and his 8th in this series.
The thing with Brad Lidge early in the season, and he's talked about, is having a little trouble commanding his fastball to set up his slider, and that looked like a fastball is kind of hittable in the middle of the plate.
Yeah, the velocity is good. It's just that the placement has not been good.
Yeah, he's 92, 3, somewhere in there. You know, he's thrown harder in his career, but that's fine with the slider if you can place that fastball.
Prince Fielder has got a couple hits today, 3 RBIs. He tries to check his swing, but cannot on a slider. Looks back at Marson and says, "Where'd that pitch go?
What am I going to do with that?"
That's some movement on it. Oh, 3rd time he's been hit by a pitch in this series. Paul Schreiber, the home plate umpire, steps in front of the plate.
Well, you know, he's not trying to hit him. We mentioned he can't throw his fastball where he wants to.
And I don't know if there's a guy in the league that hangs over the inside part of the plate the way he does.
He gives no ground at all. That's why he gets hit. He dives into everything. Can't get out of the way of that.
No. 3rd time he's been hit by a pitch overall. He had not been hit until this series began. So 2 runners on for the Brewers, 2 outs. And that one a little high. It's 1-0.
Yeah, and you know, it's a little late in the series with 6-1 lead at this point for them to come out and hit somebody for the Phillies, and then they don't get another shot till September.
Cameron today 0 for 3. Little nubber up the first base line. Ryan Howard waits for that spinning pearl, and he flips it to Brad Lidge. The inning is over. A couple base runners for the Brewers. Last chance for the Phillies. 4, 5, and 6 to up in the bottom of the 9th. because Ibanez is due up third. Two left-handers against the big lefty. Hey, Wheels, I forgot to mention happy 54th anniversary to Joe and Shirley Corey, who we see all the time down at Bright House Field in Clearwater, celebrating their 54th wedding anniversary today.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Boy, that is a long time.
I hope they,
There's a story about a couple in the paper the other day in the Inquirer. They're both, one's 100, one's 100. They've been married 80 years.
That's a long time.
Years. Are you kidding me? That was a great story.
Ryan Howard leads it off here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Stetter. Fastball misses inside. It's 1-0. Ryan today has popped out 3 times. Once to left, once to center, once to foul territory on the third base side. Phillies did not have a base hit until the 8th inning when Matt Stairs launched. I mean, he launched it. Towering home run near the top of the pole down the right field line. That one smoked right at Prince Fielder, 1 away. That's the best ball that Ryan Howard has hit in this ball game. And he can't buy a hit right now. He's 0 for 4. There's Stairs, the active leader in pinch hit home runs in Major League Baseball. I'm sure he still gets the hankering to play every day. Dave Bush wished he didn't play today. He was doing everything he could in his body language to try to get that ball to pull foul. As it turns out, he gave up 2 hits before he left the game. Jason Worth 0 for 2. He's popped to third. He's grounded to shortstop. He's been hit by a pitch. On the hands, a roller to shortstop. Hardy backhand sets and fires, and there's 2 away. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tonight on Sports Night, highlights from today's game and a breakdown of the Flyers' Keystone Clash against the Penguins. Preview of the Sixers Magic Game 3. That's going to be back here in Philadelphia. And a look at the linebackers in this year's draft class on Sports Night tonight at 6:30 and 10, only on Comcast Sportsnet. 2 away, Raul Ibanez, the last hope for the Phillies. Phillies 6-7, trying to avoid going 2 games under 500. Meanwhile, the Brewers in last place in the Central, trying to get to 6-9. Ibanez 0 for 2. His 9-game hitting streak is in jeopardy right now. One and 2 the count to Ibanez. Not only is Ibanez's 9-game hitting streak in jeopardy, Wheels, but Chase Utley's 6-game hitting streak is in jeopardy, and his consecutive streak of getting on base, which was at 33 coming in, is on jeopardy of ending today.
Fielder's choice doesn't count.
Does not count. It's an out. They wiped away Victorino. Not that Chase minds those kind of things, but I thought it was impressive that he went the last 20 games, even with the hip injury, getting on base last year. 3-2 the count to Ibanez. Phillies need some base runners with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Pedro Feliz is hoping for a base runner so he can get a chance to bat here in the 9th. 3-2, chopped on the ground towards second. Weeks has got it, and the Brewers have taken 2 of 3 from the Phillies this afternoon as Mitch Stetter preserves the victory for that guy, Dave Bush. He had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning. With 1 out, he allowed a home run to Matt Stairs. That